The nature of thought. What is the nature of thought?
And is this something, Naoki, you picking me to ask you the questions?
Oh, sorry. I gotta pick who either of you choose. Would either of you want to be the coach at this session on that question?
Happy either way. Graham, do you want to go?
Yeah, go on, I'll ask. I'll go. Yeah.
So, Graham,
So
what's
what
the
is?
nature on this 3P stuff? I'm kind of perplexed by thought. They kind of, you know, I'm just thinking about ruminating on thoughts. Is that, in my own kind of experience with people, whether I'm kind of in a coaching session or just kind of ruminating, is where do thoughts come from? They're just kind of there. And why do some people have certain thoughts like let's say if I were a murderer, I would probably have murderous thoughts. I'd have this idea that I need to kill someone in order to get my way or whatever it is. Or if I were a baseball player, what would my thoughts be most of the time? Would be probably I want to throw that ball faster, more accurately, and further. But on an everyday basis, a gazillion thoughts are bombarding us. And but not all thoughts kind of land to this particular person here. It's like I can have a gazillion, it doesn't matter. I can have very um, broad range of thoughts, but not every thought, like only certain thoughts seem to land, or I would seem to cling on. So it's easy for us to say, stop thinking that thought, stop. But what if we just didn't have any thoughts? What would happen then? So what is the nature of thoughts? This is a philosophical question in some regard, but it's so fundamental to 3Ps. So
Hmm. It was interesting because when you first asked the question, my first thought was, well, why is that important? And then as you went through that, I kind of settled back on the same. Like, I wonder if there's something about the ones that we settle on because there's something we see or choose to see in them. Like, what's your sense of the ones that stop versus the ones that pass by? Because certainly for me, the nature of thought is, I guess, a little bit like cloud. Sometimes it stops above us, and other times it passes on by and we don't even notice. Like, yeah, what comes up for you in that?
I totally agree with you on that part. I guess the question maybe is why one particular thought seems to, well, let's say I have a thought right now. Um, why do we cling on to any particular thought, I guess, and why? And well, maybe the whole question of why becomes, do I really need to know? So it's just to notice it. Oh,
Hmm.
that's just a thought. I can move on. I don't, but, and I can choose. I like that thought, so I'll stay there. But I can also let go of it. Or that thought sucks, so let's not be there. But what I've noticed is that maybe we're so conditioned to kind of cling on to negative thoughts versus letting them go and moving on to uh, something more positive and fruitful. And the difficulty is like all of us seem to have, or many of us have, not all of us, but say the vast majority of us, is that we seem to hold on to thoughts that are unhelpful. Like keep going at them, don't let go. At least maybe that's just me. So
Hmm. Well, yeah, there was something in there that made me think that's how we survive, isn't it? Like that's how we're here as a human species still. Like there's some of that is programming, if that's the word, because otherwise we might not see danger when danger is there. But yeah, still leads me to wondering, yeah. I think as you were saying there, there's almost like there's a choice. And then what I heard in that was that there's then almost observing the choice, like there's something doing the observing. Like, yeah. What's your sense of what's doing the observing?
Cool. I think we're at the moment of a reflection here. Jen or Dennis, if you want to reflect on what you heard, that would be cool.
Well, I actually want to respond, and without sounding flippant about what is the nature of thought. We'll see how this lands.